Hello students, welcome back to Tuition Masters, and today we are here with another session for chapter Tissues of Biology, and today we are going to cover about animal tissues. So as you all know, in our last session for tissues we discussed about what are the types of plant tissues and introduction about tissues. Today we are going to complete this whole chapter by learning about the animal tissues. So before starting, make sure you're liking this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel if you didn't do it till now. So let's start with animal tissues. So basically, let's understand with a quick flow chart. Now, when I talk about animal tissues, they are majorly divided into four types: epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscular tissue, and nervous tissue. Now, epithelial is further divided into squamous, cuboidal, columnar, ciliated, glandular, and connective is divided into areolar, cartilage, bone, tendon, ligament, blood. Alright. And muscular tissues are divided into striated, non-striated, cardiac muscles. And nervous tissues, we talk about neuron. So let's start with the first type of tissue, that is epithelial tissue. Now, in this whole today's session, we're going to understand the three main parts of all the tissues. That is, where it is the location, the structure of it, and the function. Because those are the only things which will come in your exam. That is the only important thing which are going to come in your exam, because only that is asked. Where is it located? What is its structure? The function of epithelial tissue and everything. So only those things are going to cover. Okay, so yes, let's start with the epithelial tissue. Now, when I talk about epithelial tissue, one of the best example of epithelial tissue is skin. Our human skin is the visible, it's the visible epithelial tissue. Okay, that's a epithelial tissue again. What happens is the location, it forms an outer body, it makes an outer body covering and the lining of all organs and their cavities to protect them. The epithelial tissue is present. Okay, what is the structure? There are various types. So the common structures, like they are flattened, they may be cuboidal, they may be columnar also, right? The main function of each of the epithelials are for protecting the organs, secretions, absorptions, and excretion also. Okay, they are mostly present in the skin, lining of mouth, vessels, and blood vessels, and alveoli, kidney tubules. All of these are made up of epithelial tissues. Okay. Now, when I talk about the cells, so the cells are tightly packed. Okay, they are very tightly packed, and they make a continuous sheet. Okay, they make a continuous sheet also. They are tightly packed. Okay, anything which comes through the body, it crosses the epithelial tissue first. Okay, so the first type of epithelial tissue is squamous epithelial. Okay, now squamous epithelial is what it is on occurs on the skin, then lining of alveoli of lungs, right? Then blood vessels and cheeks. These places, the inner part of your cheek, right? That is made up of squamous epithelial. Okay, it is what it is structure. It is a flat and polygonal cells arranged as tiles. Now, if you see this picture correctly, it is flat. Can you see it is a flat? It's flat in nature. They are in different polygonal shapes. Correct, polygonal shapes, and they are fixed as the tiles in your home, right? That way. Simple squamous. Okay, they are basically fiber. There is a fibrous basement present. There's a basement membrane also in this type. Okay, and there are thin, flat, and polygonal central bulgings having flat nuclei. The nucleus is also flat. Now, squamous is also divided into two types, that is stratified squamous and simple squamous epithelial, right? So, stratified, when I talk about stratified, they have multi layered, whereas simple, they are single layered. Okay, they are single layered, whereas talking about stratified squamous epithelial, they are made up of multi layers, right? The simple epithelial, where are they present? They are present in the esophagus, correct? They're present in the food pipe, then lining of mouth and everything, correct? Then stratified, when I talk about stratified squamous. So stratified squamous is present where it's present in the skin. In the skin, you have the stratified squamous. Okay. Now, next comes the cuboidal epithelium. So cuboidal epithelium, as the name says, they are in a cuboidal shape, right? They have cuboidal shapes, as you can see. Correct. Where are they present? They're present in the glands, like various oil glands, their endocrine glands, all of those places. They're present in the blood vessels, the ducts also, and they're just present in the germinal layer of the ovary as well. Now, what is the structure? The structure is that they're cuboidal kind of shape it is, and they are isodiametric in cells. Isodiametric means they have equal diameter. The diameter is equal. Okay, they have a large nucleus. Okay, they have a centrally located nucleus, and they're directly attached to the basement membrane. It's directly attached to the basement membrane. It's present in the lining of kidney tubules, thyroid ducts also. Talk about ducts, is present in the thyroid, in the neck also, in the thyroid duct also it is present. Then in salivary glands also, it provides mechanical support. Now, the function of it is what? Secretion and absorption of any juices or anything. Next type of epithelial is columnar epithelium. Now, columnar epithelium, when I talk about it, it is always like a tall building kind of structure. If you see here, these are always like tall buildings. They're always like tall buildings, right? In a column kind of way, they're compactly arranged. Now, where are they present? They are present in the lining of stomach to protect it from from protecting it from HCl. Then it's present in intestines also, and in the genital ducts also. Now, the nucleus, when I talk about the nucleus, it is oval. It is oval in shape. It's not spherical. It's oval, and it is near the basement membrane, near the basement. It's near the basement. Can you see here? It's near to the basement membrane, right? And it is present wherever the absorption and secretions take place, right in the intestine. The secretions are there, isn't it? So always there you will find columnar epithelial. So as I said, the structure, they are pillar like column structure, and they rest on a very thin basement membrane, right? And the function is for protection in the stomach, absorption, secretion in the intestine. Now, columnar epithelial also has one type of tissue, that is ciliated columnar epithelium tissue. I know it's a very big long name, but yes, we have to remember it, right? So see, columnar epithelium has one more sub part of it, that is ciliated columnar. Ciliated means they have a cilia on them. They have a cilia. They are hair like structures. Here you can see these are the cilia. They are hair like structure. So it is present in the lining of respiratory tract, right, in the trachea and everything, then the fallopian tube, and in even the nephron, which is present in the kidney. Correct. So lining of respiratory tract, nephron, fallopian tube, the ciliated columnars are present. They are also long column shaped only, and they have external feature of this fine hair. They have fine hairs also on them, that is cilia. Okay, now talking about next thing, what is the function? The protection spreading of mucus. Okay, so what happens is the beating of the cilia helps to remove the particles and pushes the mucus. It makes the mucus easily to move away, right? So mucus, so that it can easily go ahead. This kind of for that structure, ciliated columnar is present. Next type of epithelial tissue is glandular. Glandular, as the name says, glands. So the main function of this is to produce glands. Okay, so it is a modified epithelial tissue which is specialized in secretion. The main function is to do secretions only. Okay. Now, location, it's present in all the glands, like oil glands, then sweat gland, then the endocrine gland, mucus gland, or digestive gland. In all the glands, the glandular epithelium is present. There is a supporting cell, the nucleus is present, and there are goblets. There are goblets which secretes mucus. Okay. Okay, and the structures, the cubical cells, cube kind of shape. They can be in vessel kind of shape also, right? And they may be branched or unbranched in some conditions. Okay, so that was all about the epithelial tissue. Next type of tissue is connective tissue. Now, as the name says, connective, what is its main function? It does the connection of two things, right? It is in between other types of tissues. Okay, whatever other types of tissues is there, it joins both of them or makes a connection between them. That is the main function, right? It makes a connecting function, correct, that supports and binds other tissues also. Now, what is the structure? They basically, the cells, there are different types of connective tissue, so they all have a matrix. They all have a matrix. It can be jelly like, it can be fluid also, it can be rigid also. So they are secreted by them, and it is elastic also, non-elastic fibers. The matrix is the main thing, and the function is to bind and support all the other types of tissues. So first type of connective is areolar tissue. Now talking about areolar tissue, they're simple connective tissue. They have a semi-fluid jelly-like matrix. Okay, they have a, the matrix is jelly like. Okay, the matrix is jelly like. The matrix is a jelly like substance. Okay, and there are many things present in it, like elastin fiber, fibroblast, mast cells, fast cells, right? They are found between the skin and muscles also. So it is again, as I said, the location found between other tissues and organs. If I am to say specifically, in between skin and muscles, in between skin and muscles, we have the areolar tissue, which spill, whenever there's empty spaces, it will go and fill it. Okay, and it forms a subcutaneous cutaneous layer under the skin also. It helps in repair of body tissues as well. If you want to see the structure, this is how it looks like. Areolar connective tissue, it's filled with many things, as I said: macrophage, collagen fibers, plasma cell. Yellow fibers are in areolar. Okay, fibroblast matrix is that, which is jelly like, and elastin fibers. Okay, now this is, as I said, how it looks like. Now next type is cartilage. Cartilage is the second type of connective tissue. So cartilage, you might have studied where it is. It's present in the, in the top of the ear, even in the tip of the nose, right? So it covers the edges of bones and supporting windpipe also, right? In the trachea and the respiratory tract, it's present in the tip of nose. And pinna is where it's present in the ear, top of the ear. It is firm and flexible also. It's a flexible bone. Okay, it is supportive bone. And one more important point is that it consists of clear ground matrix having chondroblasts in the lacunae. So basically, they consist of which type of cells? They consist of chondrocytes. The cells present in cartilage are chondrocytes. Chondrocytes are present. Okay, they secrete. They even secrete collagen fibers. Okay, for more strength, they even secrete, which type of fiber? They secrete the collagen fibers. So collagen fibers are also secreted by the uh, cartilage. Okay, now how does it look like? Here you can see there is a leucans, then we have chondrocytes or the chondroblast, which are the cells, and we have a matrix also. Okay, next type is bones. We all know what are bones. Bones are nothing but they are the hardest connective tissue. Okay, they are quite hard. They are the super hardest part of the body also. Now location, it is in the skeleton. The skeleton itself is made up of bones. In all the vertebrates, in the skeleton, the bones are present. They connect the parts, isn't it? So it helps maintaining the shape and posture of the body, and even protects internal cavities. Now the structure, it has osteoblasts embedded in a hard matrix of calcium and phosphorus, with circular canals called the Haversian canals. Okay, so basically what happens is the bone cells, okay, the bone cells are made up of what? Osteoblasts. Their own bone cells consist of osteocytes. Osteocytes are present in the bone cells. Okay, they are present in the hard matrix made up of calcium and phosphorus. Now, there are many circular canals present in the bones, in the bone marrow. Okay, specifically known as the Haversian canals. Now, what is the function of bone? They give support to the body, a proper posture. They even produce blood corpuscles. Corpuscles means the blood cells, WBC, RBC, and even gives protection to internal organs. If you see here, bones are always rich in collagen fibers. They are quite rich in collagen fibers, right? And this is the transverse section of a bone, right? This is the bone marrow. Now there is a periosteum, which is dense connective tissue inside it. Then we have the Haversian system, where the canals are present. So they contain the blood vessel and nerve fibers, which are present in the Haversian canal. And there is a lacuna also, which contains the cells. All right. So this is about the bones. Next come tendons. Now tendons, they are between muscles and bones. The main thing is they connect muscles to bones. M to B, muscles to bones connection is done by tendons. They are fibrous tissue. They have a great strength, but they are not that flexible. Okay, they connect the bones and the skeletal muscles, right? They are not that much elastic, but yes, they have fibers of white color. Okay, fibers of white color, whereas cartilage has yellow. Okay, so these are the functions, and they connect muscles to bones. Here if you see, a muscle and a bone is connected with a tendon. Okay, and bone to bone is connected by the ligament. So what is a ligament? Ligament is nothing but it connects, it are the joints of long bones. Two bones, when I have two bones are connected by bone to bone is connected by ligament, muscle to bone is connected by a tendon. So cells and matrix, they have elastic fibers of yellow color. Okay, they are yellow in color and they connect one bone to others. Okay, now, next comes blood. Now we know what is blood. Blood, it flows through the heart and blood vessels. Correct? It's very important part of the body. So it has a fluid matrix. Okay, it has a fluid matrix known as plasma. So plasma is what? It is the fluid matrix, and it even contains the blood corpuscles, which are leukocytes, white blood cells, erythrocytes, the red blood cells, and thrombocytes, the platelets, right, which helps in blood clotting, hemoglobin, and even the immune system. The main function is to transport food from the like the food dissolved in the blood and goes to the different parts, provide oxygen, give out carbon dioxide, waste matter, and hormone secretion. It's all done by the blood. So here if you see erythrocytes, the red blood cells. Then we have neutrophil, the eosinophil, basophils. Correct? They are the part of WBCs, leukocytes. Next we have lymphocyte, monocyte, platelets, part of thrombocyte. Correct? Thrombocyte, which is the platelets. Correct? That is the part of blood. We have one more type of tissue known as the adipose tissue, which is made up of fat, and it stores adipocytes in it. It's between the skin and provides additional support. Next is muscular tissue. Now, as the name says, muscles. So basically it is attached to the bones, and it forms the wall of internal organs as well as in the heart. So there are three types of muscular tissue, right? Skeletal muscles, smooth muscles, and cardiac muscles. The structure is in that way that the contractile tissue are made up of different types of muscle fibers. Now muscle tissue divided into two types: voluntary muscles, which we can control, and involuntary means it automatically happens. So the function is to give a shape to the body and even help in the movement. So the first type is striated muscles or the skeletal muscles. Why striated? Because they have striations on them. Okay, so the first one is skeletal muscles. They're present with connection to bones. They help in the movement. To move the bones, we always use our skeletal muscles. They are voluntary in nature. That means we can control them. We can control that. They are under our will. Okay, now what is the structure? Structure is this: they are long, cylindrical. Okay, they are long, like this somewhat. They're long and cylindrical, and they have light and dark alternate bands. They have alternate bands, and they're multinucleated. They have many nucleus also. They have quite of many nucleuses, and there are dark and light bands known as striations. Now the cytoplasm, it has a very large number of fine longitudinal fibrils known as the myofibril. Okay, and they are contractile in nature. So that are the skeletal muscles. Next comes the involuntary muscle, that is non-striated, means there are no striations, and it's present in the smooth muscles. They are present in the blood vessels, respiratory tract, and digestive organs also, right? So everywhere these are present. They're present in urinary bladder, in the excretion, and reproductive organs also. Now the structure, they're spindle shaped. Okay, they're somewhat like this. They're somewhat like this, and they have uninucleated, means they only have a one nucleus and no striations are there. Okay, there are no light and dark bands, and they're involuntary, means not in our will. So we cannot control them. They automatically happen, like peristaltic movement in digestion, right? In digestion, peristaltic movement, we cannot control it, it automatically happens. So as you can see here, there is sarcoplasm, sarcolemma, nucleus, myofibrils, but there are no striations over here. So this is our smooth muscles. Next type of muscles are cardiac muscles. Now, cardiac muscles are nothing but they are heart muscles. Cardiac means heart, correct? So they are present in their heart. Again, they are involuntary. Important point to be noted is that they are involuntary. We again cannot control them. Okay, these muscles, they show a rhythmic contraction and relaxation which helps in beating of heart. Okay, there is rhythmic contraction and relaxation. Okay, contraction and relaxation are present rhythmically, which helps in the beating of heart also. They are cylindrical and branched also, right? They're cylindrical, they go like this, and then they have branches. Then again it goes like this, and connects the more type of tissues. Correct, such kind of branches are present in the this thing are cardiac muscles. Okay, and they have faint striations, very light striations. They have not very visible in nature. They are quite of light striations are present on them, and again they are uninucleated. They only have one nucleus. So as you can see, they have a intercalated disc. Sarcolemma is present. They are branched. Sarcoplasm and a nucleus is present. They are present in our heart. Now, the last type of tissue, the last type of epithelial tissue, not epithelial, sorry, the this tissue, the animal tissue is nervous tissue. So, nervous tissue, it's all about the nerves and the control coordination system. So, basically, it's present in the brain, spinal cord, which makes up our CNS, central nervous system, and it's present in the nerves. It has the main, there are no types of nervous tissue, only one type is there, that is neuron. They are not a tissue. Yeah, they are a tissue, and they are the most major part of the nervous tissue. They have granular cytoplasm, and they have distinct nuclei with dendrons, dendrites, and axon. So we are going to see the structure of it. Okay, the main function. Okay, the main function of nervous tissue is for electric impulse control and coordination of our body, responding to a stimuli. That is the main part. It controls all the body activities, conduction of impulse, and to stimulate other tissues as well. That is nervous tissue. Now, what is the structure of neuron, because that's the most important part. So neuron, I'm going to show you the picture. So neuron, it has a large central body. Okay, with the cell body, it has a cell body known as cyton. Okay, the cell body is known as a cyton, and they have conspicuous nucleus also, and two protoplasmic processes. Okay, now the part of a neuron which carries the impulse away is called the axon. Axon is the terminal which takes, it's the long part from the cell body, okay, and takes the that thing, what do we say, it takes away the impulses. Then there are dendrites which receive it. Okay, so let me show you structure. Now this structure we are going to label this. So this is our nucleus, correct? This is my nucleus. Now these branches which you can see, these branches, they are nothing but dendrites, correct? They receive the information. These are the dendrites. Now this long body, the entire body is known as axon. Okay, this whole structure, the whole purple color thing is the cell body, It's the cell body, also known as the cytone. What is it known as? It's known as the cytone. Now, some external things also we have, like this. This yellow color things which you can see, those are myelin sheath. Okay, they are made up of myelin fibers and they act as an insulation. Myelin sheath, and the space between two myelin sheaths are known as the nodes of Ranvier. So the nodes of Ranvier are the space between two myelin sheets. And at the end, this whole part is nothing but the axon ending or the nerve ending. Correct? Nerve ending. So as you can see over here, this is the entire this is the cytone cell body. There's a nucleus. There is this is the entire axon body. Myelin sheath, which is in for insulation, like there is on the wires, isn't it? Then there are terminal dendrites which are present, and between two myelin sheath, okay, between two myelin sheath there is the node of Ranvier. Okay. Now, with this, we have completed the whole chapter of tissues. Make sure you check out the previous lecture also, where we discussed about plant tissues, isn't it? So, we have completed with the today's session. Thank you so much, students, for attending today's session. I'll be coming up live very soon. Till then, make sure to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel if you didn't do it till now. I'll be seeing you soon in our upcoming videos. Till then, take care and goodbye.